Now, when we looked at the daily chart, we could see immediately from the structure of this chart is that the price action for the metal is very much now between these two levels, these two price points. You've got 4251, 4250 to the upside, and 4175. So not a huge range, as it were. And it's been certainly been moving sideways since the first part of this month, since the 1st of December, just going up, down. Volume is going in, but the price is still very much range bound. And from a trading perspective, from a short-term trading perspective, there are going to be opportunities on the faster time frame. If you're waiting for something more longer term, really just everything ultimately depends on your own time horizon. In other words, how long do you think you want to stay in any trade, or are you looking for an investment? This sort of pullback that we have had here, was it an opportunity to buy into the metal after its reversal correction from the high here at 4377? So wherever you sit on the spectrum of very fast charts right through to longer term investments, either maybe thinking of going in or adding to a position that you have. And these two levels are the ones to watch now. So on a shorter term basis, this is where we are at the moment. Quite a strong platform there. We've got the pivots to the top here. So we've got, we have this resistance here. And it's quite interesting about resistance because, in fact, levels and the number of times they're touched, because there's kind of two ways of looking at it. There is a Gann rule which says that if a price touches a level and it, 4 times, and it doesn't go through, the chances are that it isn't going to go through. I'm sure there's lots of examples of that, and I'm sure there's lots of examples to disprove that. And I am making a study of Gann myself. I don't claim to have any specialist knowledge of it, but I do find it fascinating because there are elements of the methodology which tie in very well to sort of cycle theory and also to volume price analysis, because as we said before, when you have whatever Gann rule that you want to have a look at, ultimately it's what happens between the relationship between the price action and the volume, which will determine whether that rule is validated or not, because that's what VPA does. It validates what is happening on the chart. Longer term, really have to wait until that is broken, and certainly that the high is, this gets into a have another decent run higher. Now, what's going to help that from a fundamental perspective, from a geopolitical perspective, is certainly the if we have more and more central banks buying more and more gold. As I said, gold is, I see it as an insurance against the trashing of the monetary system and the trashing of fiat currencies, right? But let's look at it from a trading perspective. Now, as I said, I'm just scrunching this down. I can see these lines here. I am very clearly in this range. This is the 3-minute chart, and what I'm using here, very simple, because I like to use support and resistance. It's a huge part of volume price analysis. And what I have is the Camarilla levels. Those of you who come along have seen me use this before, and the 3rd and the 4th level are very important. They're targets. They are places where I know price is likely to stop. What I've also included, which is quite unusual, is the VWAP. We've developed our own. There's 5 different versions of the VWAP. This is just the standard one, and I know it's more generally associated with stocks. And if you trade stocks, you really have to understand the VWAP. But this is this little dotted line here, and what I've done is I've made it sort of less obvious. But this line here, the blue, and the line that's up here at the moment, they're the sort of the standard deviations, the upper boundary and the lower. And it's just interesting how the price action reacts at the VWAP itself and on these outer boundaries. So having a look at this little move that we have here, this is, as I said, this is the 3-minute chart. Let me move it to the 5-minute because the 3 minutes are perhaps a little bit noisy. Here we are. We can see it a little bit more clearly. We can see here, this is, again, provided the support. We can see it did, come through, but I do like my candles with lower wicks. I have I always have, is when you start with candle analysis, I think possibly hammers are probably the most favorite candle for most traders, particularly when it's got lots of volume underneath it and it bounces off a level where it's already tested it here and been tested here and tested there, and you think, yeah, okay, it's as close as to an entry that can give you as much as you can gain confidence in this market. You think, yeah, when it's supported by volume, where's it going? Well, it's going to go through here. What did I say? It's going to, it's going to pause. It always does this. Volume pulls back a little bit, but this is what I always try and explain and get you to look at, is that whatever system you use to display your significant support and resistance levels, when the price comes to a level like this, which is the S3, you have to see an increase in volume. It seems to, this barrier that that the VWAP is forming, it needs extra fuel to get over. Now, I mentioned, how do you see? I started talking about again, and the more times a level is tested, it becomes stronger. But there's actually an opposite view, and it's something. The more times it's tested, the weaker it gets. And I'm thinking, well, how do they arrive at that? And I suppose it's like, if you have a brick wall that you're trying to demolish, and you hit it once, and you hit it twice, and you hit it 3 times. Well, eventually, if you hit it enough times, it's going to break through. So, take your pick. David and I we're of the school that it tends to be stronger, doesn't it, David? Yeah, price hits it, tends to, and to break it, it's going to take a lot of volume, more effort to get through. So I suppose the two are almost the same. Now, the next question is, well, where is this going? And again, I looked over here. This is where we had this little reversal. That is the logical level that this price is looking to achieve. And then I always look at the hourly chart, because on the hourly chart, the Camarilla levels are calculated once a week. So you can use it much more for kind of swing trading, so you want to stay in one or 2 days. And this is even more interesting, because this exactly says, so here we are, we're at 4226. So I go down to my 5-minute chart, where is 4226? And where am I? 4223. I rest my case. When you have a confluence of these levels on multiple timeframes, and we haven't talked specifically about multiple timeframes, and we will do in future live streams, that tells me this is where, all things being equal, a heightened probability, this is where this price is looking to achieve. Why? Because I've got a level on my Camarilla, which tells me that. I've also got a point here. I'll just see what this high was. Let's have a look on this one. What do we have here? The high, 4225. Well, there we are. And then I look at my hourly chart, because I know my Camarilla is refreshed every week. I've got 4225. That's it. So VPA, support and resistance, marking your levels, understanding how levels, you work with levels in different timeframes. I hope I've given you a really nice example using the gold chart. So that's all I've got to say. David, any questions? Shall I pass over to you? That's it? Okay. David just wants to answer a question. I don't want to cut you off like I did last time when I missed that question. So if you have any questions, as I said, anna@annacouling.com, do hop over and have a look at quantumtrading.com, which is where you'll find the details of all the indicators. There are YouTube channels as well, and I can't think of how many little videos there are. They're very short on all the tools that we have put together that support volume price analysis. And we have the education programs as well, one for Forex, one for stocks, and the stocks should really say stocks and options because that's it. Lovely. Well, enjoy the rest of the trading day and the rest of this week. Have a fantastic weekend. It's certainly after we haven't spoken about the Fed. We'll see what happens. We're still waiting for NFP. Their decision yesterday was based on really not having all the information that they normally have. Very, very divided. Some voting for, some voting for more. It's all high. All I can say is all highly political at the moment, but makes great theatre. Markets. Let's see what happens. All I can say is that it desperately wants to have a Santa rally this year. Really wants to rally going into year's end. Anyway, we'll talk about that maybe next time we catch up. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of the trading day and your weekend. We'll see you next time.